This is Aircraft Ground Support Equipment, an introductory course. So the very first question is, what is ground support equipment, or in short GSE? It is the equipment that supports aircraft servicing and passenger facilitation when the aircraft is on ground. After an aircraft lands and before it takes off again, there are many operations performed on an aircraft. All these operations are performed by aircraft ground support equipment. Ground support equipment refers to all those equipment that you might have seen huddled around a parked aircraft. Each of these equipment plays an important role in preparing the aircraft for the next flight. The next important question is, who will benefit from this course? Basically, anyone working or willing to work in aviation sector, including airlines, ground handling agencies, ground support equipment manufacturers, airport authorities, aviation regulatory bodies like International Civil Aviation Organization, Federal Aviation Administration, and International Air Transport Association. People working or willing to work in any of these organizations will benefit from this course. Apart from these, anyone doing business in aviation industry, especially ground support equipment products, for example import, export, supply, or distribution of different GSE or GSE spare parts will also benefit from this course. Anyone conducting any sort of research or a study on aircraft ground operations, and anyone working in airport design and development, for example people involved in airport consultancy companies. Or maybe you just like airplanes. You are an aviation enthusiast who would like to know about the equipment that is used to support and service the aircrafts. Or maybe you are a frequent flyer who has looked out the window of an airplane or airport and wondered what all these different machines and vehicles moving around the aircraft are doing. If you are any of these persons I've just mentioned, this course is for you. There are no hard and fast prerequisites for joining this course. I will explain everything from scratch. Although it will help if you are from a scientific background or you are already familiar with airport and aviation environment, but that is not a must, and I will build concepts from scratch. By the end of this course, you will be able to identify each of nearly 20 different aircraft ground support equipment used worldwide. You will understand the role each equipment plays in aircraft ground operations and the particular nature of ground support provided by each equipment. You will develop a basic understanding of how each equipment works, what are its major components, and its different types and configurations. You will understand how all ground support equipment work together to service the aircraft on ground. We will not just throw equipment names with their bland and descriptions towards you to keep in your memory. In our lectures, we will build conceptual foundation by working our way towards the equipment and looking into the solution that each equipment provides to a particular problem of the aircraft. To make things interesting, we will also touch history of some important ground support equipment to find how they were conceived and developed. We will also look into some intuitive questions surrounding certain ground support equipment, including why this equipment is needed, what would happen if this equipment wasn't there, why can't aircraft do it itself, and it needs support from ground. On finishing this course, you will realize that GSE is not just a specific department in aviation world. GSE constitutes not a multi-million-dollar but a multi-billion-dollar industry, with airlines, ground handling agencies, airport authorities, regulatory bodies, manufacturers, suppliers, and distributors all working together to improve the performance, quality of service, and efficiency of airports worldwide. GSE industry creates hundreds of thousands of jobs worldwide, from an operator level to executive level. In short, it is a huge industry. One last thing I would like to clarify is what not to expect from this course. This course will not go into extensive details of operating procedures of each equipment. It is just not possible because there are many different aircraft types, each with its own procedures. Apart from that, every airport authority has its own standard operating procedure on how to safely operate different equipment. There cannot be a single course to teach operating procedures of all ground support equipment without narrowing it down to aircraft types, equipment types, and concerned airport. Secondly, this course will not go into the details of preventive or corrective maintenance procedures and plans of each ground support equipment. This again varies from equipment to equipment and from manufacturer to manufacturer. We will have to narrow down a particular configuration and manufacturer of an equipment to discuss its maintenance requirements, which falls outside the scope of this course. Third, this course will not make you a subject matter expert and a professional for any particular career path in GSE industry. You will require training on the specific equipment and know-how of operating procedures and safety requirements of the airport you are working in and the regulatory authority you are falling under for getting a mainstream job and excelling it in GSE industry. This course is designed to give you the basic knowledge of ground support equipment that will lay a solid foundation for you to then excel in whichever specific area you want. After completing this course, you will find any specialization or equipment-specific training or airport-specific training much easier to understand, since you will already know the basics of each and every ground support equipment and will have an overall clear picture of how it all works.